Gigi, we just watched the ranking show.
Yes, we did. And you know what? I guess there was no surprises. You know what I'm saying? A little bit, but maybe not.
Not so fast, my friend. No surprises for you?
That looks like the ones that we had last week. And I was trying to look at them real quick.
Okay.
Did I see the same ones?
Well, yeah.
You know, that I had last week? I thought I did.
Well, the theory is if you're a top 12 team, you should be winning games. And so much shouldn't change week over week. Now, that's a theory. Only a theory. Not necessarily coming true for not coming true for all teams. Let's get into it.
Okay.
You want to go 1 to 12, 12 to 1? How you want to do it?
I would rather go 12 to 1.
Okay, I like it.
That's what we got. That's what our theme is.
Well, let me spoil it. Let me spoil it for
are
two
we
teams.
taping?
We are.
Okay. I didn't see the little red button.
The button's not red. The timer's red.
Oh, okay.
What do you think? We were just sitting here talking? What do you? Jesus Christ. Okay. Two teams right out the gate are first team out and second team out. So seeded first team out, ranked 12 is Georgia. Not shocked. Awful loss to Ole Miss. Talked about it on the show. Please go watch the YouTube. Should be the video before this one. Next one, which threw me off, I believe, in my picks for the week, because I tried to be the predictor, is SMU is ranked 14 and is what they call the second team out. They're unbeaten in the ACC. So this is what we got to figure out before next week. Okay? SMU's unbeaten in the ACC. So to me, I thought they were going to be top 4 because they're going to be a conference leader.
That's what I thought.
But we won't tell you who, but they're not who they gave the ACC spot to. They still think another team is the conference leader, and that didn't make sense to me because I looked it up. So I need to figure out when it comes to the committee how they feel about it. Do they look at it and say, yeah, you're leading the conference, but you can't beat number 2 in the conference? Or is a good chance you can't beat number 2? We'll have to figure it out.
Now, I see from last week, SMU was one of the top 4.
No, they weren't.
Were they not?
No,
I have not. Oregon, Texas.
We don't need you to repeat. We already did a show. They can watch our show from last week. SMU is in the ACC. They're unbeaten in the ACC. Another ACC team got the top 4 spot, and I didn't think that was right. So we will go number 12 seeded, but ranked 13, Boise State.
Who have they played? Who did they lose to? Boise State. That was, I think, were they not in the
Yes, they were. They were number 12 last week, and they were seeded 12 last week.
I was going to say.
Boise State's been playing tough. They've been playing great. They are leading the Mountain West, I believe. And so that's why they were ranked number 12. They didn't move. I mean, that's why they're seeded 12. They didn't move from last week.
They didn't. They're still there.
Number seeded 11, ranked 11, Ole Miss.
I have to give Ole Miss.
Not in the mix last week.
They sure were not.
They were not in the top 14. They were 16 if my memory serves. And they pummeled Georgia.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay. Number 10, Alabama. Also ranked 10. Alabama. Love that for them. They moved up from being in the 11th seeding. And I think it was well deserved. They played an amazing Saturday. We talked about that.
Looked like Alabama. Yeah.
Yep. Looked like Alabama. Seeded number 9, ranked number 8 in the nation is Notre Dame. Notre Dame doesn't have a conference, so we know they won't be in the top 4 or 5 because they can't win a conference championship without a conference. But they are ranked, and so obviously they get to be seeded and been playing phenomenal. That stupid loss to NIU.
I know, NIU.
Crazy. Okay. Tennessee is ranked 7, seeded 8. So number 8 seeding is Tennessee. And This is where I'm not gonna hold you, but I'm gonna hold you.
What about Tennessee that you don't like? I thought Tennessee is a rare. Tennessee is just.
I don't think they're that good. Who's their notable win? Did they say?
No. Well, their notable win.
Yeah, they did.
They did say it.
No, they didn't. I just don't know who Tennessee's beat, and I just don't know who they've played, and I just don't. Guess what though?
Doesn't matter. They're number 8.
No, we're gonna see Saturday.
Oh, that's right, because they have to play Georgia.
So they have Georgia Saturday in Georgia. Georgia has 28 consecutive wins at home, most in FBS right now. It's an FBS record.
I can't see Kirby losing this game.
I can't see Kirby losing.
I
this
mean,
game
if you have to suit up Kirby and run out there yourself,
I think there's a stat. Georgia hasn't lost back to back since like 2016 or something, 2018.
Am I right with the Carson? He's got to come out there and play.
That's what kind of was a bit of a shocker for Saturday. They've been up and down. They've been wonky, but they've been losing the games. Or I'm sorry, it's been close in the games they should have lost. The idea was they show up for the big games. Now, first half they didn't, but they showed up in the Bama game. Yep. Second half, they showed up. They beat Texas when Texas was number 1.
Yes, indeed.
They showed up they didn't show up for the Ole Miss game. On a roll, very tough. Kentucky game, Kentucky wasn't ranked. Tough game, on a roll, and they ended up just skating by 1 point.
Yep.
So you would have thought they would have showed up last week. I cannot see, I'm with you, I cannot see Kirby Smart. I can't even see.
I can't.
Even though I think Beck is checked out, I cannot see him losing at home like that.
I just think that now that we got these standings and y'all seen where y'all at, I cannot believe that he gonna give them that talk that says it's do or die time. I mean, this game was gonna knock one of them out.
You're out of it though.
You're out of it. You're out of it.
Your first team up. You need other people to win. Look, we get into too much. You need a chaos theory, right? And so now Georgia wins Saturday. I think we're back in the top 12 conversation, and I think Tennessee's out of the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
But why? What is I love that. What is Kirby Smart saying right now? You out of it? Are you happy?
Yeah, he's got to be telling this team this is do or die on Saturday. Y'all got to come in here and bring your A game. Your B and your C.
He's gonna look at Carson Beck and says, "When's the last time you wasn't in national championship contention with me?"
Exactly.
You've always been in contention. Now, last year we know they didn't get picked because, of course, they let teams starting with A, ending with A, beat them, Alabama. But y'all were in a conversation all the way up until we in going to week 12?
Yeah, y'all started off number 1. First number 1, Georgia. Y'all better.
I'm gonna bring it down.
I know.
Tennessee plays Georgia. Who else do they play?
Tennessee, you mean plays Georgia? Who does Tennessee play?
Yeah, after
Georgia, they had nobody. You told me not to say that no more.
Say nobody
because every team comes out, they want to beat you. Tennessee's got UTEP, who I don't know nothing about, and Vandy. Vandy may want to come out and beat you just because.
Vandy will beat you just because. I like that.
And of course, Georgia, who you got? The biggest game you got next week? Tennessee.
Right.
Who you got? UMass and Georgia Tech.
Not too much.
Georgia Tech may give a little tough.
No, not too much on Georgia. As we've discussed, they have number 1 straight to schedule.
That's
true.
They've
had 4 very tough road games. Wow. Very tough.
Ranked
they beat
teams.
Texas in Texas.
Ranked teams.
Yeah. So they got, let's not be too much on them. They've done what they needed to do. Let them coast if they need to coast after Tennessee. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Moving along.
Seeded at number 7, but ranked at number 5, Indiana.
Y'all don't give them no respect. I don't know why they keep saying that. Indiana.
No disrespect.
No disrespect.
Y'all disrespected. Indiana has
that's good.
Yes, yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Well, they're 5. They're undefeated.
Yeah.
They have the weakest strength of schedule out of all the top 12 teams. You know what? I needed to look up Tennessee's, but I know Indiana's the worst because it's 130.
They just got
100. Yeah, it's down there, right?
Indiana.
Let me go back. 103. I apologize.
I remember you said that.
And so Indiana, they're like, oh, they're being disrespected, but Indiana struggled against a Michigan team that Texas beat with no problem at home, and Georgia beat Texas. So,
true.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Well, I think the biggest challenge coming up, Ohio State.
Number 2 in the nation, spoiler alert, is the Ohio State in Ohio State. And we'll see what Indiana's really made of. And of course they're going to lose, but I want to see how they lose because that's what the committee looks at. Who did you lose to?
And how you lost.
And how you lost, right?
Yes.
So I think that's another good reason that I don't agree with how the whole energy of Georgia feeling like they checked out in that Ole Miss game. But you know what? I'm not.
I don't need that.
Kirby didn't call me. I don't know if he called you.
No, he didn't. I was waiting for the call. So we'll wait and see.
Seeded number 6, ranked number 4 is Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Now Penn State, like most people, well, several teams was kind of wobbly. But then they had some great teams.
Yeah.
Lost to Ohio State at home. That was expected. And they kind of are they're going to probably not move that far. Because they have
say here, Purdue, Minnesota, Maryland.
Stay the course. As they say.
All Big Ten, though.
You are in charge of your own destiny.
Yeah. All Big Ten. You know Big Ten plays you tough.
They will play you tough. You lose to Ohio State in Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people will think that's crazy. Even if Ohio State wins by 24, 35 points, I don't think people are going to look at Indiana like, what happened? I think they're going to say you finally got challenged. And you got challenged by a number 2 team.
Yeah.
And they may still end up somewhere down at the bottom, depending on everybody else.
Well, yeah.
Now, maybe they won't. Maybe it's like, listen, Indiana, you only were here because you were undefeated. And now you got beat. You aren't that good like we all knew all along.
We'll see.
We'll see.
These next 3 weeks will be tough.
Ranked number 5, seeded number 5, ranked number 2 in the nation, the Ohio State.
Yep.
Love to see it. We know that we are not leading the Big Ten Conference, therefore cannot be in the top 4. And here we are, seeded at 5. Seeded at 4, and these are the people who got it before SMU, is Miami, who's ranked number 9 because they just lost to Georgia Tech. And I don't understand because that means SMU is leading the ACC. They're undefeated in the ACC. So I got to figure out what are y'all looking at to make them the front runners. Now, do they sit there and they say, okay, SMU is leading the ACC. Miami's number 2 in the ACC. Who would win if we looking head to head?
Well, Miami. That's what I looked at before I came. I went,
is that what they say? Do you think?
I don't know. I said, well, if you're 5-0 in your conference, how come Miami is over you? But
they 5-1 in the conference.
I got confused once again. What did he say? Not rankings, not necessarily doesn't mean where you gonna be seated at. So I'll sit back.
So basically, because Miami ended up being ranked number 9, that's how they picked the conference leader.
No, they were saying. Well, when we first started that, I thought you said conference leaders. So I was looking at conference leaders.
Well, it looks like because Miami's number 9, they are the highest ranked ACC team in the conference. Therefore, we're calling them the conference leader. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going by the record.
So because that's right? 14. Yeah, got you.
Okay. Seeded number 3, ranked number 6, undefeated BYU. They're 9-0. They escaped the Holy War as we discussed on our show.
God.
And somebody mentioned, and I think we've seen a few of these, they've escaped a few games.
Yep.
And
McElroy said that.
Yeah, but why are they ranked so high?
He said by the grace of a holding call, they did.
We watched it. We watched it. That was crazy.
That was crazy. But again,
Now, BYU is what? Big 12?
Yes.
Okay. Big 12, they're undefeated in the Big 12.
Right.
Second up, as we talked about, is Colorado.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll look it up next week to make sure I got my story right.
Who does BYU play?
Well, BYU, who they got to finish out as? They got Kansas, which might give them a little rough tussle.
Okay.
Arizona and Baylor.
Arizona, it could be a problem too.
I don't know about
Are they in
Baylor,
Arizona? Do you know?
I do not know where they're at. That's the game.
Baylor beat somebody a few weeks back, and we were like, "What?" It wasn't like a ranked thing, but they were supposed to be better.
No.
All right, and then of course, seeded number 1, ranked number 1. I'm sorry, I'm on number 2. Seeded number 2, ranked number 3 is Texas.
Right
now, again, I thought Texas A&M was leading the SEC. But it looks like Texas A&M is not ranked the highest because they have 3 losses.
Right.
So Texas is higher ranked as far as he is the highest ranked SEC team.
Yep.
Therefore, they call them the conference leader. It's not the record. We've been looking at the records.
I know, and it's not
completely wrong.
Yeah.
Texas is number 3, and they talk about disrespect. And as I mentioned, you talk about disrespect to Indiana when their biggest wins is Nebraska and Michigan, a 4-4 or 4-5 Michigan team, who you only beat by 5 points. And then you talk about Texas. And Texas' biggest notable win is Vanderbilt.
Yeah, that's what they said. I said, Vandy? I didn't get that right. They said, what's their claim to fame? They beat Vandy. Because Vandy had beat Alabama. I went, is that all you got?
And I don't know if Vandy even beat Alabama at that point, but that's all you got.
I have to look it up.
And you lost to Georgia.
Yes.
At
home. To Georgia.
Who just got put.
Okay. God, don't get me.
Seeded number 1, ranked number 1 is Oregon for the Big Ten, which
we
4 out of the top 5 are Big Ten teams.
That's what they said. You know what? It was surprising when we first started out with this ranking. And week 1, it was like all SEC.
What do you mean?
SEC
had about AP though.
Oh, that was true. Not the.
This is a whole different. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, this is a whole different ranking. So, speaking of disrespect, there's a headline on ESPN.com. The committee is disrespecting the SEC.
Oh, for heaven's sakes! SEC was second with the. Oh God! Now I didn't notice it, but of course, the big. The big 1G has like 5. Was it the 5?
The B1G.
The B1G.
No, I just said that.
Has 5.
Well,
they had 4.
No. They have Big Ten has 4 teams on the field, as they say. So in the top 12.
In the top 12.
SEC has 4.
Right.
ACC has 1. Big 12 has 1. Mountain West has 1, and then of course Notre Dame is independent. Yeah. But I'm talking about ranking out of the top 5 rankings. Listen, out of the top 5 rankings. 4 of them are Big Ten.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
Number 1, number 2, number 3 is SEC, and number 4 and number 5 are all Big Ten.
Yep. You're right. Absolutely.
I know I'm right. That's why I brought it up.
I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did.
That's why I said it.
I'm so glad you did. I might have missed that.
Now, the one thing I did catch today that I've been preaching and I missed it was, sticking to football, college football, they said that the top 4 is not necessarily the conference championship in a power 4.
No, that.
It's the highest ranked champion. Which, I mean, it'd be hard to believe they wouldn't be the power 4, though.
I know that I'm just like winging it. I'm just waiting till that all happens. I have no clue. I'm waiting till it all just boils down. December 20th, I'll be back.
Okay, so in your opinion, was anybody disrespected today?
No. I don't see anybody disrespected. Indiana's number 5. Why you gonna be disrespected?
I have a qualm about
the
rankings.
No, don't.
Army.
Oh yeah.
Army is undefeated.
The one thing
now they do have to play Notre Dame, which should be interesting. If Army beats Notre Dame, are we having a different conversation?
Definitely.
In a week or 2 weeks, whenever they play.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Army. No. We're having a conversation now. Next week, they're playing Notre Dame.
Interesting. And going back to this Georgia Tennessee game,
they do have Army second week.
They are saying that sources, quarterback for Tennessee, Iamaleava, is uncertain.
I thought he got.
But I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Oh no!
I said it last week. No. I don't believe, or 2 days ago. I don't believe in injuries anymore.
Not me. Everybody comes out in boots and braces, and second quarter they throwing them off and running 100 yards. No, I'll believe it when I see it.
Now hear this. Boston College is going to start a different quarterback over Castellanos against SMU.
Ooh.
I love Castellanos. SMU's a tough play. Why would you do it now? I guess what, fresh start? Somebody else did it and it worked out for him.
I can't remember who. I don't know if I want to be doing
Texas
changes.
A&M.
I don't know if I want.
Reed.
Oh, that guy. I don't know if I want to be doing any changes this late in the season.
I guess they're like, forget it. We're not about to go nowhere or win nothing. We might as well see what we got coming up next.
For next year.
Yeah, I guess.
Might be. Other than that, I'm just waiting and seeing.
Waiting and seeing. And when is Saturday, baby?
I know, because anymore, and I said, I told Kevin, I wasn't going to say this anymore. Oh, it's just going to be another ho-hum Saturday. The big boys going to be up on the little boys. I'm not saying it anymore.
No, if you say it, I'm throwing water in your face.
But don't be throwing water in my face.
Take a shot. Every time, take a shot.
Everybody's out to get everybody.
Oh.
So Saturday, Kelly.
Everybody's out to get everybody. Everybody's out to win.
Everybody's out to. Thank you. I should have said that.
Yeah.
Everybody's out to
Why
win.
should I take my season so you can go on to the playoffs?
I want my
claim
claim
to
to fame.
win.
I want to upset somebody.
I want to go to a bowl.
Yeah. Well,
I want to get recruits.
How many wins do you say we have to have?
6. Well,
maybe
6
or 7.
6 and 6 to be bowl eligible.
And then they'll pick a bowl. They'll pick you for a bowl. Who picks? The committee picks you for a bowl.
Well, let's not talk bowl.
Let's not talk bowl right now. Let's just get through the next few Saturdays.
Let's do it. Well, let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap this up.
Saturday. It's
Tuesday. Because it's past y'all's bedtime, and we got, hey.
I'm Kelly, like the color.
I'm Gee, like the bottom.
This is Saturday Hangover on Tuesday, talking about the CFP rankings. Like usual, we'll see y'all on Sunday for Saturday Hangover. We'll see you next Tuesday. They better not cut us short this time.
Oh, yeah, we got cut off by who?
Duke in Kentucky.
No, we didn't get caught by Duke in Kentucky. It was Michigan State and Kansas.
But Duke in Kentucky was coming next, and so they could have waited. I digress.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all.